Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today I'll be doing my tips around 26 of the 2023 NRL season. Last week I got 6 out of 8 correct. Let's see how many I get correct this week. And the first match is on Thursday night and it's between Penrith and Parramatta. This one's being played at Penrith Stadium. Penrith top of the league at the moment still, Parramatta in 11th. These two sides in the last 10 meetings, Penrith have won 7 of the last 10. Overall, there's been 108 matches played. Parramatta's won 61 times, Penrith 46, and there's been 1 draw. Parramatta's season is officially over. I thought it was over last week against Brisbane, but it's officially over now. There's no way for them to make the finals this year with Penrith. They're top of the league. They're just going about their business, winning games by 13 plus. And I think they'll win this game by 13 plus as well. So I'm going to go for Penrith to win by at least 13 plus over Parramatta on the Thursday night there at Penrith Stadium. And the first match on Friday is between New Zealand and St George. This one is being played at the Daniel Anderson Stadium in Auckland. New Zealand in 3rd at the moment, St George in 16th. In the last 10 meetings between these two sides, New Zealand have won 6 of the last 10 encounters. St George have travelled over to New Zealand quite a bit in the last 10 years. They've played at a few different grounds. They've won at Eden Park, they've won in Waikato, but the last time that they won in Auckland at Mount Smart Stadium, or as it's known now, Daniel Anderson Stadium, was in round 3 of the 2011 NRL season. St George is still an outside chance to get the wooden spoon this year. If West Tigers win their remaining 2 games and St George lose both of those, then St George will finish with the wooden spoon. With New Zealand, they'll be looking to solidify that 3rd place position. They can't finish any higher than 3rd. For this match, I'm going to go for New Zealand to win by 13 plus. I think St George will be competitive in this game for the most part, but I just see New Zealand running away with it in the end, so I'm going to go for them to win by 13 plus on the Friday. And the main match on the Friday is between Redcliffe and North Queensland. This one's being played at Suncorp Stadium. Redcliffe in 14th at the moment and North Queensland in 9th. These two sides met earlier in the year in round 6. This is when Redcliffe were on a roll at the start of the year. They defeated North Queensland 32 points to 22. North Queensland's season is not over, but it's definitely on life support. Last week against Cronulla, they were coming off the bye, and they put in an abject display against Cronulla at home and they were turned over. So it's a disaster signs to North Queensland at the moment. They really had to win that game. But if they win this game, they're still in with a chance of making the top 8. With Redcliffe, they've just fallen off a cliff since the start of the year. For this match, I'm going to go for North Queensland to win by 1-12 with not much confidence. But I can see North Queensland getting the win there on the Friday night over Redcliffe. And the first match on Super Saturday is between Melbourne and the Gold Coast. This one's being played at Amy Park. Melbourne in 4th at the moment, the Gold Coast in 13th. In the last 10 times that these two sides have played against each other, Melbourne's won 8 of those, Gold Coast have won 2. But these two sides met earlier in the year, round 3, and the Gold Coast won 38 points to 34 in a very high scoring match. With the men from the Glitter Strip, their season's done and dusted for 2023. As for Melbourne, I think the highest that they could finish is 3rd, but they'll just be looking to solidify their place in the top 4. I think in the back of their minds that they know in week 1 they'll be playing Penrith, so no doubt they'll be already preparing for that. But I will go for Melbourne to win this match 13 plus on the Super Saturday. I think they'll just be too strong for the Gold Coast. And the second match on Super Saturday is between Sydney Roosters and West Tigers. This one's being played at the Sydney Football Stadium. It sees Sydney Roosters in 10th at the moment. West Tigers still rock bottom of the table in 17th. With Sydney Roosters, their record against West Tigers in recent times has been very good. They've won 7 in a row against them in the league, and they're currently on a 3-game winning streak in the NRL. With the West Tigers last week against Redcliffe, if Apasai Coruscant doesn't kick that conversion from the sideline, then they're officially the wooden spooners for 2023. They're still in with a chance now of avoiding the wooden spoon. If they win their remaining 2 matches and St George lose both of those, they can avoid the wooden spoon. If they only win 1 match, then unfortunately their for it against is not going to be good enough. But they're in with a chance to win this game. With the Sydney Roosters, last week they played against a very underwhelming Parramatta side, so it's really hard to gauge how well they played, and they've also played against a pretty poor Redcliffe side, so I really do give West Tigers a chance in this match. However, with Eastern Suburbs, they're still in with a chance of making the top 8. They know if they can beat West this week, then next week they play against their arch rival South Sydney, and I mean, with them games, it's just whoever shows up on the day, so they're in with a chance of making the top 8. So I'm going to go for Eastern Suburbs to win this match by, I'd say, let's just go by 6 points. I think this will be a really tight game, but East will just nick it. And the final game on Super Saturday is between Canberra and Brisbane. This one's being played at Bruce Stadium. It sees Canberra in 6th at the moment, Brisbane in 2nd. In the last 10 times these two sides played against each other, the head-to-head has been quite even. However, the last time that Brisbane won at Bruce Stadium in Canberra was in round 16 of the 2017 NRL season. They defeated Canberra 30 points to 20. For this match, I'm going to go for Brisbane to win by 1 to 12 points. I think that this will be a tough game for them, but they're coming off the bye. They're playing really well this year. Still in with a slight chance of getting that minor premiership if Penrith can slip up. But yeah, I'll go for Brisbane to win 1 to 12 on the Saturday night there. And the first match on Sunday is between Canterbury Bankstown and Manly Warringah. This one's being played at Stadium Australia. Canterbury in 15th at the moment and Manly Warringah in 12th. The last 10 times these two sides have played against each other, Manly have won 8 of those. For this game, this is a real bottom of the barrel game for a Sunday. With Canterbury Bankstown, they just can't defend. They just can't. And with Manly, they've been playing slightly better, but both teams can't make the finals this year. So yeah, I'll go for Manly to win 13 plus. I think this will be a high scoring game, but I think once again Canterbury will concede about 20 or 30 points. So I'll go for Manly to win by 13 plus. And the final match will close out round 26, I think, is the game of the round. It's between Newcastle and Cronulla Sutherland. This one's being played at Marathon Stadium in Newcastle. Newcastle in 7th at the moment, Cronulla in 5th. A couple of weeks ago, everyone wrote off Cronulla's chances of making the top 8. They said they were done. They couldn't beat a top 8 side, and they've put on a decent run recently. They're in 5th place at the moment. Newcastle themselves are on a decent run as well. They've won their last 7 matches in a row. Okay, they haven't played the best of opposition in some of those matches, but they're still getting the wins. With these two sides, in the last 3 meetings that they've had, Cronulla's won all of those. This is going to be a huge match. I think it'll be close to a sellout as well with the crowd. But I will go for Newcastle to win. I think momentum's a big thing in rugby league. So I'll go for Newcastle to win by 1 to 12 points there on the Sunday. So there are my tips for round 26 of the 2023 NRL season. If you enjoyed this video, let me know it in the comment section below and let me know who you're tipping. And once again, thanks to everyone that watched the video last week. You made my video one of the most watched NRL tipping videos on YouTube. So thank you very much. It's much appreciated. Anyway, this has been Rugby League History, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, tatty bye for now.